We're a peaceful protest, but we don't expect our authorities to break the law and to vandalize and to trespass. I think somebody should be held to account.
After 3 excavators were sabotaged by the RCMP over fears they might be used at the Coutts blockade, Williamson Law now confirms that preparations for the filing of a statement of claim are occurring. On February 13th this year, we found out that RCMP sabotaged 3 excavators near the town of Coutts. This happened as the Coutts blockade, a peaceful protest against vaccine mandates and COVID restrictions, which took place around January 29th to February 15th this year, was ongoing near the local international border crossing. Williamson Law has been assisting these individuals, all made possible through your generous crowdfunding efforts through truckerlawyer.ca. And he informs us today about their expected filing of a statement of claim. Before being rendered inoperable, RCMP had allegedly asked the owners of the excavators to move the equipment out of sight from the highway where the blockade was ongoing. The owners obliged and moved the excavators onto private property in the surrounding area.
A few of the boys have brought out some equipment here and they parked it on private land with permission from the owner to park it here. RCMP, they had it parked within view of the highway. RCMP requested that it be moved out of view of the highway, so we've obliged them. After it was moved here, somebody sabotaged the equipment.
RCMP then sabotaged the 3 excavators by cutting cables, removing parts, and inserting spray foam into fuel lines.
Like these all 3 machines, they're valuable machines. And it's going to take a lot of work to put them back into order. I can't see that happening. Like there's parts missing, parts have to be replaced. There's a lot of labor that's got to go into fixing these things before these fellows can use their own equipment again.
RCMP say this was done, quote, to prevent the equipment from being used in the illegal activity of the blockade.
So I can confirm that we disabled 3 excavators.
Yep.
To prevent the equipment from being used in the illegal activity of the blockade.
Was there an expectation there as to how they were going to be used?
I'm not sure. I've got the answer for you. I'm not sure what other question you might have relative to that. I wasn't part of that planning or the execution of that, so I don't think I can comment any further than that.
We're a peaceful protest, but we don't expect our authorities to break the law and to vandalize and to trespass. I think somebody should be held to account.
Lawyer Chad Williamson confirms in our latest interview that for the 3 excavators, they continue to make preparations for the filing of a statement of claim.
We continue to make preparations for the filing of a statement of claim. What people need to understand is, in most cases, the court moves as slow as molasses. Now, from the date someone has suffered injury in a civil matter where you're suing to recover monetary compensation for a wrong that was committed against you, in accordance with a piece of legislation called the Limitations Act, usually you've got 2 years, and that's a pretty hard line, but you have 2 years from the day you knew or the day you ought to have known that you suffered damages to file a statement of claim. Now, obviously, this isn't legal advice, and if anyone out there has a claim, I recommend that you speak with a lawyer to make a determination as to what the limitation on your claim might be. In this case, we've got a little bit of a time, and we want to make sure that the statement of claim is drafted sufficiently and also completely before we get it filed, because it's a serious claim as well, and we're still waiting for some additional information that we require in our drafting to come in from our clients on that case. So the claim is very much alive. These things take time, and drafting your claim is one of the most important parts of the litigation, because it really sets out the facts and the legal remedies that you're seeking when you bring an action.
Since the beginnings of the blockade over half a year ago, Williamson Law was there for those in attendance, acting as legal counsel for protesters and as an intermediary between police and demonstrators. Their support is made possible by generous donors like yourself, who have helped us at Rebel News crowdfund this legal defense through truckerlawyer.ca. And to this day, your support has kept him going strong. In terms of the excavators, as Chad mentions, they have from 2 years of the point that the RCMP sabotaged this heavy equipment in order to file their statement of claim. But there's something even bigger than that, I would say, on the horizon, and that is November 4th, 3 of the individuals who were alleged by the RCMP to be key participants of the Coutts blockade will be facing the court in relation to charges of mischief over $5,000. One of those individuals is a Fort Macleod town councillor, and is expected to appear before the Public Order Emergency Commission to determine what relevance there was in the invocation of the Emergencies Act to what was happening at the Coutts blockade. He's expected to be a witness within the next few weeks. Williamson Law has been defending these individuals tirelessly, and after a recent court appearance, it was determined that for the 3 charges of mischief, the case would be adjourned until November 4th, at which time we will find out more about the situation these 3 men now face. Only through your support is Rebel News able to crowdfund Williamson Law to help defend these 3 charged in relation to the blockade. I encourage you guys to go to truckerlawyer.ca to help them out, and for the time being, I want to thank you for sticking to the end. For Rebel News, Syd Fizzard. Starting as a negotiator or someone in between the RCMP and the protesters to help create dialogue, and then later on with tickets and charges, especially of mischief, like we've seen with the 3 over $5,000, and now assisting with the preparations for the filing of a statement of claim over excavators that the RCMP sabotaged. Williamson Law is doing everything in their power to help these guys out. And this is all being done through truckerlawyer.ca, the crowdfunding initiative that we have going right now, which is providing free legal counsel to those who put it all on the line. And especially now that the court cases are arising, well, you gotta help them out at truckerlawyer.ca. Let's keep on helping Chad. Let's make sure that these guys get the help that they need in court.